And here they go. So for those of you just joining in, this is going to be the match versus CynanMachae versus Jaychalke, commentated by me, Mr. Awesome Palmy here. If you haven't already, give Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 5 a follow today, as well as go ahead and follow the runners on their respective Twitch channels. So the first tech, that is a fairly solid time by CynanMachae and Jaychalke. So the first thing you'll probably know is the earliest tech that you'll start seeing here is just some good ledge grabbing technique. Both owners can get a good show of it here. Not as much, that's alright. It's kind of a harder technique to do in the early stages of the game, getting prepped. Some good times here. Let's see what they got out of series here. Cyan barely making a miss there, getting hit by that steam. Jaychalke getting a 41, Cyan with a 37. At user Deluran, thank you, most appreciated. Cyan, in his run, going for a fantastic, both runners, going for a fantastic move ball. Unfortunately, Jay getting hit by that ledge, and Cyan getting one pit. Jay also taking one pit. Make that 2 pits, losing a little bit of time over Cyan, giving him just a bit of an edge. Early game doesn't matter so much as each runner can make his own. Good mock ball at 315, dived by Cyan. At Monozero Mark QC, thank you for the 10 bits. At SN_Ivan, I also wonder if someone will go for the better route. For those who may not know, there are 2 routes you can use in the 80% category. There is what's considered old route and new route. Old route, you take the standard going into the lower half of the planet to go get some area-based items. In new route, you take a couple wall jumps at what we consider the room called the Red Tower, and get your power bombs early and make your way over to Fantoon. We'll see if either one of us today will decide to go and feed the Fanny. Cyan going for a fairly good Behe strat here, moving his way up the style, while Jaychalke taking the traditional wall jump single method on his right-hand side. Not quite making those shots up the walls to be able to make it super clean, but ultimately doing a fantastic job. Cyan making it up the tower not too shabby at all, Jaychalke right behind him. At SN Ivan. Yes, when? When is the real question? The real game begins. Cyan getting his bombs in pretty good time. Again, Jaychalke not too far. Let's see who gets a good setup here with our first mini boss. Cyan having a fairly strong open. Jaychalke not so lucky to get his open. Ooh, getting a good missile count there. Cyan not getting the drops he wants. Ultimately doing a fairly decent fight there. Jaychalke not too far behind. Ooh, losing the head, not having the missiles to flush him off. Costing him just some precious seconds to catch up to Cyan. Very clean Alcatraz by Cyan. Let's see if Jaychalke can do it as well. Oh, Jaychalke making his first miss attempt. Ooh, I'm going to cost him some time there, giving Cyan a fairly strong lead. Ultimately making it out unscathed. Jaychalke only mere rooms behind. Not too bad of a loss there. Another good trick by Cyan there, making the angle up and then immediately hitting down to get a fast elevator. Not a tech that many people are aware of or know, or even not very flashy at all, but it does save quite a bit of time rather than have to sit through a small animation. Great mock ball by Cyan. Having a little fight there with the blue door, getting it open. Good high five up to Jaychalke there. Jaychalke going for the rim and just making his attempt at the mock ball, nailing it supremely, making his way on up to go get his super missile pack, while Cyan deals with the bad Rio and a good bombable wall. Alright, Ivan, I have a question for you. The room that Jaychalke is in right now, that blue door at the end, is it better to do a shot as you're transitioning, yeah, right about there, right before you get to those waivers? Is it better to hang a shot to be able to open up the door early, or is it better to try and open up the door as soon as you're close to it? I'll leave you with that. Well, Cyan makes his way down, not going for the ball strat here, making his way as just standing, nothing flashy. Jaychalke grabbing his well-deserved charge beam. Cyan opting to head down to the red tower, not choosing to do new route. But Jaychalke going for the ball strat here, nailing it fairly well, getting a good charge shot off, not getting the hanging drop shot there. The first one, thank you, Ivan. Not quite getting that hanging drop shot to pass through and hit the gate bit early. Not bad at all. Let's see what Jaychalke decides to do for his opening here. Both runners choosing to go ahead and take old route. It's going to be a little bit slower, but not too bad at all. Cyan missing his first jump, recovering it pretty quickly, making a pretty significant lead over Jaychalke here. Ooh, Cyan trying to go for what appeared to be a small little moonfall, not too bad at all. Missing it, but again, making a pretty decent recovery. Nice D-boost and good super missile, although his health is a little bit low. Actually, both runners with the same exact health. Huh, interesting. At the same part of the game. That's funny. Yeah, still around. Spacer not doing much in new route. Probably going to get forward just as a safety play for him. Probably feeling comfortable with his skill today, picking it up just to be on the safe side. A little bit of extra shot power never hurts anyone, costing him just a fraction of time, but not too bad at all. At flow south 8. Good observation. Could be for the Phantom fight that you a little more comfort and breathing room, as having Spacer there does give you a little bit of maneuverability to get some of those little dots for those who are less comfortable with the fight. Cyan missing a small strat there, but doing alright to recover from it. Jaychalke going for his take to miss, excuse me, his take to hopefully have grade miss prom. Not quite getting the ideal setup. Nailing the good quick kill. Jaychalke, fantastic work there. Chalk getting his well-deserved various suits. Cyan making his way over to get his high jump boost. Let's see if he can do a good setup here. Good setup there, not too shabby. So the ideal way to get the Hydra Broom is to kill that enemy named Gamer. Killing him and opening the door beforehand, not being able to, or excuse me, not having to wait for him to come back as soon as you return out. As you open the door once, the door stays open, so you don't have to worry about killing him again. Chalk having a pretty decent little struggle there with that room, ultimately getting through it, but costing him some much dear time to catch up to Cyan. Very clean movement coming from Cyan, really picking up his pace here. Jaychalke still having a bit of a struggle getting through the return from Kraid's area. Getting through it nice and easy, getting his way down the elevator with 2 E-tanks. Props to Jaychalke not going for the safety energy tank while sticking with his guns for the 2 E-tanks. I'm not quite sure if the decision is going to be wise on him since he grabs Phaser, but I guess to grab that is... Oh, there he grabs his 3rd energy tank, my mistake. At Delaran, welcome. It's kind of hard to read when lots of fast actions going by, but thank you. Cyan ultimately coming out with a fairly decent amount of ammo here. 11, this is not bad with 5 supers. Ideal packing there. Jaychalke making his way finally into the heated rooms of Norfair. doing some fairly clean movement work. Cyan making his way into wave, doing a fairly clean, if not supreme effort in grabbing, in grabbing his, oh goodness, lost my train of thought there. Sorry about that, folks. Missed a small missed a small five. High five, goodness gracious. Missed a small five. Oh my goodness gracious, high five. I can't even talk today, ladies and gentlemen. Cyan making his way back over into the business center, while Jaychalke making his way back from Speed Boost area. Jay's health still pretty clean. Cyan making his way with a good 2.25 energy tanks. Not bad at all. So for those who don't know, some people might be thinking, well, why isn't he grabbing Ice Beam? Might be helpful or faster to have it. And that is where it kind of depends on a trade-off of skill. Some people grab it early, but it is inferior as it costs a dear amount of time to grab it this early. It's more efficient to grab it on your way back when you're heading into Lower North there, as you don't actually pass through this area again until you have to go kill Ridley. And you usually don't want to try and go to Lower North there unless you have Gravity Suit, or if you're shooting for another category. Jaychalke at 1750 grabbing his wave beam, making some fairly good time on his way up. Cyan going his first attempt at Red Tower. Let's see how he goes. Seems like he got a invalid setup there. Second attempt. Nicely done. Two really effective wall jumps, making that third one all the way back up. Another fantastic damage boost by Cyan, making great use of his damage boost when he can. Has a very effective movement coming from him, ultimately making him maintain his lead. Very good play from these runners, and just as a small insert here, if you haven't given either of these runners a follow on their respective streaming channels, if you could do so now, that would be very helpful to them. Also give a follow the Speed Gaming community from the Speed Gaming channels 1 through 6. We're on Speed Gaming 5. If you could give us a nice follow, that'd be fantastic. Also, a good reminder to check out the other new 3-language option channels for Speed Gaming. For those who may not be our English speakers, we have our French, Spanish, and there's one other channel I can't quite remember. It's just lost it off the top of my head. Be sure to give all the Speed Gaming content a good follow. Cyan going for a Missile Lake, getting his missile there. Palmy having a lightning strike loud enough that it actually shook his house. Excellent commentary. Wow, that literally shook my chair and my desk. That was interesting. Jay missing his return mockball here. Ooh. Too slow, not going to get it, unfortunately. Getting denied, but still going to make his way back out. Still costing him some time trying to do these tricks, but good on him for making the attempt. And sometimes even just learning the strat is better than trying to not do it at all. Even in a race match, shoutouts to Jaychalke. Cyan not getting the blue suit to get through here, but getting through there pretty quickly nonetheless. Alright, Cyan's attempted the ghost. Let's see what patterns we got. Chat. Ooh, opening with a good fast. Ooh, missing one. He got all 5. He got all 4 particles. Oh, another fast. That was really fast. Missing 1 particle. Not too shabby for a fast pattern. See if we can get a. Looks like he's going and grabbing. Ooh, got himself a slow. Jaychalke filling up his health, making his way back towards business. Oh no, backing his way up to go get. Excuse me, making his way up to go get his gravity suit up the red tower. Shoutouts to Elminster for being Elminster. It was usually awesome. Fairly solid fight from Cyan. Jaychalke carefully making his way across the room, ultimately doing a good job being a newer runner. Doing a fantastic job thus far, holding out just fine. Elminster, the judger of scrubs since 1994. Ooh, Cyan getting a little caught here by those atomics. Losing a little time, not going to go for the jump through glitch there. Opting to take the left side and hop back up. At Elminster, I know. Just giving you a hard time. Thanks for being a fantastic sport. Oh, look at that. Jaychalke going for a really gutsy fly, not getting his super missile off early enough, losing it. But charging another good sparking good time. Nicely done, Mr. Chalk. Very good. Cyan making his way through bowling, not going for the spark, taking 3 hits. And now we watch the poor Torzo yet again show us its failing skills at being able to properly bowl. Tisk tisk. And now we'll see what Jaychalke is going to get for patterns. It looks like he is going to go ahead and do his best to do some X Factoring today. Best of luck to you. At about 2440, CynanMachae getting his gravity suit. Making great time in this this match here. Pretty good time for both runners indeed. At Toasty Muffins 5, thank you. And good luck to the runners indeed. If you haven't given them a follow anybody else in the chat here, go on and do so now. And once again, take a good chance at your follow or even subscribe to Speed Gaming 5, getting some pretty sweet emotes. Ooh, Jaychalke missing the X Factor, losing all 4 of the particles, leaving himself very, very vulnerable. making up for it pretty quickly. Let's see if he goes for a second time. He does not have the power bomb count to be able to hold out for too many more, so he may be better off with a Doppler strat or even a charge bombs or charge beam. Ooh, missing the X Factor again. It's looking a little dicey for Mr. Chalk here. Cyan almost making that next move ball. Very good for Cyan. Ooh, really dicey run going for. Oh, holding my breath. So Jaychalke isn't as far behind as it may seem, even though he is losing a little time from getting ice and Spazer. But he needed to get ice anyway. So Cyan will have to go and grab ice at some point anyway, so that'll give Jaychalke at least a couple moments to get some of his time back. Nice final super by Jaychalke with that 64 health. Not too shabby at all. Good job to Mr. Chalk. Fantastic fluid movement coming over from Cyan here. Very, very precise and very calculated movement. You can see just how much practice he's put into this. Going for his bot wound. Cyan making his way to his gravity suit. Ooh. Fairly solid X Factor there by Cyan. Ooh, missing his supers. Ah, not too shabby at all. 25-3-3, not too shabby of ammo count either. A 1.5 energy tanks in. Ooh, missing that mod ball. Pretty tough one, but good for him for trying anyway. Already significantly ahead, so not in much of a worry. Although I can't quite say or confirm at the moment, but it looks like Cyan might be on PB pace. At Delaran, yes. Cyan going for the halfie here. Unfortunately, not going for the full. Even a small halfie is always nice to really save a little time in these rooms. Jaychalke doing the much slower way of finishing up these rooms, not going for the Shine Spark group, one may not know. So there's several methods to clean out the attic, one of the faster of which is the attic spark. Not the fastest, but still a faster approach. And correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe the blue suit method is the fastest method here. Cyan at nearly 30 minutes exact going in for his Dragon fight. We will see what he chooses and what tactics he uses to get through this fight. Ooh, corner Shine Spark. A little waste of energy there, not too bad at all. And getting a grab, that's also not good. Cyan having a slightly slower fight than I think he was wanting to against Dragon, giving Jaychalke a little bit of time to catch back up. Ooh, Cyan coming down to the wire here, not having a lot of energy to go for another spark, trying to get some of his ammunition to be able to help finish him off. Ooh, missing some of those missiles in that super, costing him some dear time. Jaychalke wasting no time to get his way to Maria, still making it a little slower than optimally done. Making his way through. Cyan with a dangerously low amount of health. Getting really down to the wire on this fight. Not bad at all, killing the dragon at nearly 7 minutes, or excuse me, nearly a minute and a half in. Not too horrible of a fight, a little longer than I think Cyan would have liked, costing him a good chunk of time. Jaychalke, unfortunately, not making good use of that borrowed time. So now that leaves Cyan up to go and grab his plasma, which you can kind of see it in this counter there in the corner. I didn't quite see it. If you look on his timer very carefully, you can see a little plasma icon. I never saw that. Akine and, excuse me, Kenny, I apologize for the bad name pronunciation, and Movement 2. Yes, he handled that mess very well, even with the both poor drops and a nice point blank shot to finish him off. Good effort by Jaychalke making his way into Meridia without most of the optimal items you would have at this point. Jaychalke opting to get another slap of super cheer, costing himself yet again more time. Probably doing this out of comfort, as he is probably not very, it would appear he's not very comfortable with this particular routing, or this particular category. So again, a good shout out to both the runners here, especially Jaychalke. You can kind of see it in the way he does that. He doesn't practice an 8% very much, but still going for it anyway is a great show indeed. If you haven't already, give each of the brothers a good follow and enjoy the show. Cyan getting his well-deserved plasma beam, making his way to what appears to be a metal rabbit. I cannot quite see it. It looks like Ridley. No, that's Ridley. It could be a jackrabbit. It could be anyone's guess at this point. The Unknown Super Metroid DLC. Monty Python Edition. True Final Boss. It was never Metal Space Pirates. It was Metal Rabbits. Cyan with a fairly decent little opening with Bot Wound. Ooh, his health really close. Can't take too many more hits from him. Oh. At least he got into the spinning phase. One shot and down. 41 health. His health looking a little wavery. Falling fairly behind Cyan at this point, who has a very comfortable lead. The stress super missiles from Cyan. We've all been there, man. We have all been there. Nice little trick there by Jaychalke, doing a Shine Spark cornered into that wall there to kill some of those enemies off pretty quick. Always helpful, always helpful. Unfortunately, Jaychalke moving too slow to hold that spark, but then again, fantastic on him for at least going for it. That's how you start making your way up from the top. And at Deluran, yes, there have been some fairly close boss races here. Cyan quickly getting his ice beam, making his way out. Taking the good oldie, tried and true back road to Lower Norfair. Jaychalke's getting his start at the dragon. We'll see what he has to offer and see how quickly he can take him down. Now, it would look like Jaychalke doesn't have too many of the advanced techniques to beat. So it looks like Jaychalke has a fairly long fight ahead of him. It looks like he's going to try and attempt for the Shine Spark method. Ooh, ultimately missing it. Good on him with those supers, though. Cyan opting to do the space jump method rather than trying to do the spark method. Still good on him for the attempt. At W Laddie Yao, I agree. Whoa! Out of nowhere, the Shine Sparks from Jaychalke getting that wonderful blue suit. Once he gets his space jump, he'll be able to get that returned. Fantastic work. Good luck to both runners indeed. Currently, CynanMachae is very well ahead with a very comfortable plus 20-second lead. But Jaychalke managing to do something that Cyan did not, getting blue suit. Holding on to that blue suit will give him at least a good chunk of time that he can reclaim. At Deluran, that was a really good fight. Very, very, very good fight by Jaychalke. A much shorter fight than Cyan even had, which was really cool. We will see what Jaychalke is going to do with his blue suit and how long he'll decide to carry it. Oh, got denied. That's... yeah, you never want to do it from there, folks. Even so, then again, fantastic work from Jaychalke. If you have not followed him already, please do so on his respective channel. I missed the commentary a bit there, but Jaychalke making fairly good navigations through the Blue Pumpkin room. CynanMachae, on the other hand, getting through the worst of the game with fairly good speed. Could be a bit harder with just a little bit of the jitter you can kind of see in his movement. Not too shabby at all. Not opting out for any K-going or any other advanced tech at the moment, as he probably is feeling a little more comfortable, but yet a little bit too stressed out in his mind, but doing a fairly good job. that W Laddie, yeah. Cyan currently is in by a very wide margin. Alright, let's see how Cyan's Ridley fight's going to go with. 2.5 E-Tank, we'll see where he goes. Ooh, Cyan thinking he was done, and he is not. His health looking a little sketchy here. Ooh. Another close fight at Ratsu. CynanMachae in a very, very strong lead, as you can kind of see. He's already beaten Ridley, while Jaychalke has barely yet to even make it to Lower Warfare. Great fight by CynanMachae. Dragon done a good time. I think he got a little bit panicked there for a split second as he thought that the dragon was dead, but I think he miscounted his shots. Now Cyan opting to take a little bit more safely here. His movement has slowed down quite a lot since he got into Lower Warfare, being really careful with how he moves. Finally getting up through the brain. Finally getting up from the Ridley lair area up into just the normal Lower Warfare area. Jaychalke just making his entrance into the lava dive. Yet again, props to Jaychalke for even getting this far. Poor Chalk. Again, setting up for another fantastic strat. Unfortunately, not being able to get the short charge in time, having to do the power bomb pillars route. Cyan now greatly picking up his pace to get over to the Golden 4. Gotta love Three Musketeers. We mean the enemies and not the candy bar. Although Palmy loves the candy bar. Get on it, Chad. You know what to do. Lifetime supply of Three Musketeers. Happy Palmy. Just kidding. The best thing you could do is give these runners in speed gaming a follow, and that would be the best Three Musketeer candy I could ever get. Tootsie Rolls. Also, shoutouts to Dalvane for being Dalvane and awesome. Cyan, you have to kill the Ponkfish. Runner is DQ. Runner has self-forfeit. Just kidding. I'm sure Sephi won't mind. CynanMachae making a little fun while he waits for the G4. Jaychalke greatly picking up his pace to go fight Ridley. And CynanMachae making his way down to the Golden 4. Mother Brain being one of the more intricate bosses that can be fought in the Metroid universe. Making his way down into the save room. Safety saves are not for chumps. Jaychalke fighting the Ridley. True facts about Super Metroid. Ridley is not actually a dragon, he is more or less a space alien with a skeletal external figure who does not like to be shot. Hard to pull from Morgan Freeman. Cyan, not realizing he has bombs and power bombs to get that Metroid off, his health greatly sunk from that first initial Metroid. Having a little struggle here with the Metroid's not too shabby at all, but that's really hard health to be hidden in. Technically, his health doesn't necessarily matter as much, at least until he can get through. Have the real Muget Delaran, thank you. A little bit tired to be able to do all the impressions correctly, but I do my best. Also, shoutouts to anyone named Miranda. Oh, Jaychalke taking a death. Oh. What will he do? Rip Jaychalke. He took his death, but he is going for it anyway. Now that is the speed of a speed runner. Yeah, Ridley did him in, unfortunately. Cyan, unfortunately getting grabbed by the Metroid, doing his best to try not to. I did not, again, see if he faced left. At W Laddie, yeah, yes, he was very ready. He was very, very close. Very clean first half. Yes, that was a very nice edit type skip by him. Sorry, I kind of missed on that. The ever-living cutscene of ketchup bean destruction and rainbow bean being thrown back into the brain. I love you guys. Jay now going for Moonwalk for Sandpunk Swag. Unfortunately, I don't know if Speed Game will have time to watch the entirety of that. But Cyan's awesome Hyper Beam might be able to at least shorten that up a bit. She's just a brain, but she says I am the one. But Skip is not my son. Fantastic and quick work of Mother Brain with CynanMachae there. Great work. Jaychalke making his way back down to the Mother Brain. Sasho Boss. Michael Jackson percent Kappa. I like it. Does he choose to save the animals, or does he choose to save himself? And good finish by CynanMachae with an official SRL time of 56:44. Unfortunately, not beating his PB, but doing still good in the end. GG to CynanMachae. And officially, Jaychalke has forfeit the race with a dot forfeit with the comment, quote, first time using Moonwalk in a run. And with that, I bid you all farewell, and we'll see you next. Up next, another race. Stay tuned, folks. This has been Palmy, and you're watching Speed Gaming. Thanks for everything, guys. We'll see you in the next race.